Mr. Speaker, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to respond to the allegations that were made in the last sitting. And Mr. Speaker, I seek your indulgence that I relax my mask because I need to talk freely. And Mr. Speaker, as I rise, Mr. Speaker, please stop making noise, members. Give me time to respond because I also gave you time to accuse me.
No, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, who did you are not you, who could you? You have no authority or capacity to give anybody time.
All right. Mr. Speaker, I received your summons, and you know very much that I respect you in terms of the person, your person, and I also respect the chair and the speaker of this house. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I actually suspended a lot of constituency business to come and respond and to show respect to your summons, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, from the onset, I want this house and even the chair to know that I take this house very seriously. I take Mr. Speaker very seriously, and I'm sure I am on record, even saying on this on the floor of this house that among the people I look up to, one of them is none other than J.B. Muturi, in terms of experience, in terms of years, and therefore, Mr. Speaker, anything that I could say, and especially referring to the chair, Mr. Speaker, I will not be referring to you as a person. Mr. Speaker, I could term myself as a youthful member of parliament. And Mr. Speaker, like many other young people out there, many of us look for opportunities and actually aspire to come to this august house. And the expectations out there for this house, Mr. Speaker, are enormous. And when I was a bit younger, and I could watch the debates from other prominent members of parliament who have been in this house before, Mr. Speaker, I could see dignified people conducting themselves in a very dignified manner. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I would want to give my response in a forthright manner without holding anything back. Mr. Speaker, for a country to start, and for a nation, and especially a modern nation to start, I believe that there are three prerequisites. Number one is to have a strong state. Mr. Speaker, number two is to have the rule of law. And number three, to have accountability.
Now, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro.
Yes.
Please. You know, if we were in the usual meetings out there, we can have all the time to listen to this diatribe. But if it's possible, just for members claim that you refer to them as con men, I don't know, things like those. Those are the only things, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro. If you didn't say it, just like the Honorable Kuri has just said, if you didn't, you didn't. And you can state so that we...
Mr. Speaker, I believe this is a very weighty matter. And as I have said...
Now you'll respond. Did you utter those statements once, or did you not?
Mr. Speaker, I don't think, because I've gone through the standing orders, and I don't think anyone has got powers to dictate to me how to respond to these summons.
Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, you will either respond or not. You are not coming here to lecture people on the attributes of democracy, rule of law, and others. You are expecting to everybody here is expecting to know that. So just
Mr. Speaker, forgive me.
If you did not make those allegations, Ndindi Nyoro, I mean, you just say so.
Mr. Speaker, forgive me because this is my way of responding, and I will be very brief indeed. But but it is important for me to give a brief background, Mr. Speaker.
Did you or did you not
Do what?
utter those allegations, alleged ones?
I am saying I am in the process of answering you. Mr. Speaker, if there was a no or a yes answer, then a response would have been written for me to come and read. So I should be given time to respect in the best way.
Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, I will order that you resume your seat. I will not allow you to come here and tell people stories which have no bearing. It is irrelevant, tediously so. Yeah? It is irrelevant. You either Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, you either said utter those ones or you did not. If you said yes or no and then continue to give the background, people will understand. But now you are giving us stories about what may have been written by Edmund book. Yeah? So Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, this is an opportunity for you to, you just tell us what happened.
Mr. Speaker, I have gone through the summons and the answer, and the member purported that I actually referred to some people as cowards and traitors and sellouts. And Mr. Speaker, I actually referred to some people in those words. And therefore, I actually did. But Mr. Speaker, I want to give some background.
Some people?
Yes.
Who are those? So not these members?
Some could be.
Now, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, don't be clever by an inch. Which ones are those?
Mr. Speaker, I'm sure I'll be through by now, other than these interjections.
No, you can see, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, the number of requests, interventions which are here.
Mr. Speaker, I honored your summons, and I came to give my response. Why can't these members give me time to respond to their queries?
Honorable Ngonjiri Wambugu, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to raise an issue that was initially raised by Honorable Wanga about the need to respond specifically to the issues that were raised. Mr. Speaker, the issues that were raised was that Honorable Dende called certain people sellouts, conmen, traitors. He has admitted that he actually called certain people that. He now needs to go on record and tell us who he was referring to so that we deal with it, because now what he's been doing is lecturing us on issues that have no consequence to this particular affair. So I was under that it is in order for him to continue lecturing us as elected members of parliament on something that he has been called, he has been challenged, Mr. Speaker. He's not coming here based on something good that he did. He's coming here based on something that he's alleged to have done that is wrong. But he's talking to us as if he's on a point of, I don't know. Mr. Speaker, please just give direction. Thank you.
No members, because the member that was a point of order, and I think the Honorable Ndindi Nyoro was in the process of explaining. But I think more importantly now, Honorable Ndindi, since you have admitted in your own words that you did refer to some members as traitors, conmen, and sellouts. Perhaps you could go ahead now and tell us who those were, because you are now required to substantiate. Honorable Nyoro.
Mr. Speaker, when we came here last Thursday, we were voting on the BBI bill. And Mr. Speaker, there are many parameters on which members considered when they were voting. Number one, there are those like us, and many even who voted for yes or no, who voted through their conscience. Mr. Speaker, there are others that I have evidence who voted through their stomachs. Mr. Speaker, others voted on the basis of intimidation. And others, Mr. Speaker, voted by the direction of...
Honorable Nyoro, now you are making things even worse. I thought people were just using their mouths. These are not reptiles. How could they vote using their stomachs? I mean, surely, Honorable Ndindi, these are not reptiles. How would they vote using their stomachs? Honorable Ndindi, just substantiate who, just
Mr.
explain
Speaker,
that bit so that
Mr. Speaker,
we can be through with this.
Mr. Speaker, the people I referred to as cowards and traitors and sellouts are the people who departed from their conscience that day and voted through their stomach, and also those who voted by the direction of their party leaders, Mr. Speaker, and also the others who actually brought fear and voted on the basis of intimidation. Mr. Speaker, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, our country rests on three premises. Number one is a strong state.
There's a point of order from the member for Ruaraka.
You know, Mr. Speaker, when we came to this house to represent our people, and when we joined this National Assembly to lead this country, our estimation and our reputation is at stake. This member has been asked very specific questions. And we are here, you should know that we are here as jurors, because these proceedings are stand a little, because it is a peerage proceedings in which one of us is misbehaving or is accused of unethical conduct. For him to take the stage to address people of Murang'a, and we give him the airtime, is even exacerbating this issue and putting our reputation at risk. I don't think we should give this member what he is looking for. He wants bonga points, or what is called bonga points, by addressing people of Murang'a. Now, to continue and say that some of us voted by our stomachs is even worse. He said that we are cowards. He said that we are all those things. But now he is saying exactly what Honorable Kuria was accused of saying. He is saying that some people are voting by what we ate, as though what we ate can turn into votes. So he should tell us how he has looked at my intestines and seen what exactly I ate. And Mr. Speaker, to tell us that some people are voting because of party leaders, right? You see, a contemner, Mr. Speaker, respectfully, a contemner, and you know that you have made these decisions before in your life, you know the position of a contemner. For a contemner to come before us and start even making it worse, abusing everybody, including the speaker who must have partaken of that eating of the stomach. So, Mr. Speaker, these are very serious things. That this, and Mr. Speaker, he is even calling himself youthful when I know that he is beyond 35 years of age. Yeah. So, Mr. Speaker, we have not come here. We have not come here for We are not come here for lectures. And we are not come here for people to abuse us. If he thinks he wants to abuse us, some of us has more English than him to abuse him. He cannot think that he has the command of language or that Muranga is any better than Ruaraka. After all, he will pass through Ruaraka as he goes to Muranga every day. So we cannot accept that. Member for Garissa town must give me time to say what I must say. This is not a small matter to turn into things to do with politics out there. Some of us don't care. So what we care here is our reputation. Our reputation, people think that we are here eating things. Can you show us what are these things we are eating every day that they should? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.